A15 Sports Podcast back. Long break. Me and Jake been really busy. Just how it goes sometimes. But we're gonna talk about the Cubs today. They're 19 and 22. Probably gonna be 19 and 23 after tonight. I looked at the lineup. It's
Feeble.
It's not great. 8-11 on the road. They've lost. Was it 3 in a row or 4 in a row at this point?
They haven't won a series since the Miami series at home. Maybe was that last weekend?
Yeah. Well, they're 4-6 over the last 10.
Yeah, not good.
Pretty good skid, but luckily, you got Steele going tonight. He's undefeated on the year with a 1.82 ERA. Javier, he's been pitching pretty well for them too. He's 3-1 with a 3.4 ERA. So we'll see how it goes. But over the last 4 games, the Cubs have struck out 51 times, which comes to be about 12 and a half strikeouts a game.
That's awful. That's 4 innings.
Yeah.
Basically.
4 games back in the division. If we weren't on this 3-game skid, we'd be probably could be at first place.
If the Cubs just could play 500 ball, they would be.
And it doesn't get any easier. After this series, you got to go play Philly.
Yeah, but see, they're struggling too. They're 500.
Well, I just mean a lot of it's on the road.
Well, then they get to come home and they play. Who's their first? Then they play the Mets. I mean, how bad have the Mets been this year? I mean, they've been bad.
Yeah. So, here's your lineup tonight, Jake. You got Madrigal at third. He's batting first. Then you got Swanson, Morel in center, Happ at left, Suzuki in right, Mervis at first, Master Boney at second, Hosmer DH, and Barnhart catching.
I mean, that's.
You've only got 2 guys in the lineup batting over 300.
I don't even know what to say about those bottom 3. I mean, I don't know what you expect to get out of it.
Not much.
So,
Master Boney is terrible.
If you can get 2 hits from the bottom 3 for this game, I mean, that would be a plus. Because I don't know. I mean, Barnhart looks lost at the plate. I get why he starts, but he looks lost at the plate.
Yeah.
I really haven't seen much from Master Boney, other than that I just think he's garbage. What does he bring to the table?
He's a body.
I know, but at least I don't know why they don't call up some of the young guys who are almost there. Yeah. Because at least they bring something. They bring the future. They bring high energy. What does Master Boney bring you? What do you think? I don't think
a cheap contract.
A cheap contract and just a feeble out.
Just a body.
It's kind of just going through the motions to get you to the next game. So pathetic. And I don't even want to start on Eric Hosmer. Worst signing in Cubs history. Sorry.
I don't know. But
Fukudome was better than Hosmer.
Fukudome.
Tony Campana was better than Hosmer.
He was fast.
And the only thing Tony Campana brought you was basically stealing a base. I still would rather have that guy up at the plate.
Yeah, he was fast. Looking at the lineup tonight, so
I don't really mind the 1 through 6.
No, I was gonna bring up that neither of these lineups have really hardly faced the opposing pitcher.
Yeah.
So Swanson's played him 4 times, 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and he's batting 500, no strikeouts. But then Master Boney has 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against him. I don't know what you really expect. The rest of the lineup hasn't played against him. And then you look at the Astros lineup, and Dubon's the only guy that's batted against Steele. So
here's who needs to start hitting on the Cubs. Suzuki has got to figure it out. Suzuki's been awful. Now, I get it. A lot of people are going to say he's hitting into some tough outs. Sure. But this is the major leagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to overcome adversity. Like, he's got to figure it out because not only is he hitting – when he's not hitting the ball hard, he's striking out at a high rate. And where's he at in the lineup? Is he 4? He's 5?
No, he's 6.
No,
1,
he's
2,
5.
3, 4. Yeah, 5.
So that your 4 and 5 have got to hit for power. And he's not hitting for nothing.
Well, Wisdom's hitting for power, but he's striking out all the time. Why isn't he in the lineup tonight?
I think rest. So he kind of hurt himself last night on a swing. I don't know if you watched the whole game.
Well, I didn't watch the whole game, but it was like a strikeout in the later innings. But
people in those freaking loud-ass vehicles.
Yeah.
Turn him off.
But I mean, luckily, on Friday, Nico's set to return. Bellinger, luckily, his injury wasn't too bad, so he's just day to day. So he'll probably miss maybe the next 2 games.
So we need Horner back. We need Bellinger not to be out for too long.
That was a spectacular catch last night.
Yeah, I mean, it might be one of his greatest catches of the year. I mean, that was an incredible catch. It's too bad it came when they were losing 6-4. But like I said, Suzuki's got to start hitting, right? He's bad. I mean, I don't know what he is for his last 20, but I'm sure it's not more than 4 or 5 for his last 20.
On the year, he's 27 of 105.
That's terrible.
257 batting average.
It's terrible. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
You look at Swanson's really cooled down.
Swanson's cooled down. I get that, but he got off to such a hot start. You kind of know he's kind of going to be consistent. Maybe get you a hit a game. And another thing with the Cubs is they know how to get runners on. They can't get them the fuck in, ever. Period.
Well, they haven't not scored in a game yet this year.
Well, how many?
I mean, that's a pretty good accomplishment.
How many of those are 1-run scores? I mean, they've lost.
It's still a good accomplishment, though.
I think it's a pathetic. I think it's pathetic. I think the Cubs are pathetic. I really do. They lead the league with runners in scoring position. They lead the league. It's almost like they know how to get them on, and then when they get them on, they forget how they got on. Their head gets too big. They swing at everything. They take pitches. They swing at shitty pitches, and that's not what they did to get on base. Ian Happ, I think he's got like a 22 on base streak. Ian Happ is probably our best eye on the team. I would say, and I bet a lot of people would agree with that.
And remember how bad he was in like 2018 when he struck out like every single time he came up to the plate.
I mean,
I think that was 18.
And another thing with this Cubs team that is starting to scare me is I feel like they're long ball or bust, and I don't feel like that's how they played in April.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
That's not how they played. I mean, other than Patrick Wisdom, that's not how they scored runs in April. And that's a whole month. That's 30 games. Don't give me it was only a goddamn 1 month. I get it. But 30 games is a decent sample size. And what we've seen was good, and now what we're seeing is trash. They have a lot of veterans. The Cubs are not young. Anybody who tells you the Cubs are young do not know baseball. Let's go through the lineup. Horner's been here for what now, 3 or 4 years?
Horner's been up since 2019.
Okay, what about Ian Happ?
He's been up. Well, he's been in and out since like 17.
What about
Swanson's been up?
What about
the
Hosmer?
League since like 50. Hosmer's been in the league for probably a decade.
I mean, what about Swan? I mean, you go through the whole Cubs lineup.
Suzuki's played baseball in Japan for years.
I'll give Say can get a pass because this is only his second year in the majors, but the Cubs aren't young.
Well, Morel is pretty young. He had like 3 strikeouts last night. He had the home run, and then he had that brutal play in left field.
Bellinger's not young. Wisdom's 31. I get.
Bellinger's young, but he's had a lot of experience.
That's what I'm saying. These guys have had experience. What is going on?
You can make an argument that Bellinger's been the second or third best player on the team.
Well, the best player on the team is Nico Horner. Let's just flat out. And then I'll say maybe Swanson, Happ, and Bellinger. Those 4. But the problem is
Mervis hasn't really done much since he came up. Just saying
they don't know. And you know what? I mean, let's. Okay.
It's a small sample size.
I'll look this up for next time. I want to know how Anthony Rizzo did when he got called up in 2013. Or was it 2012? I think it was 2012.
Well, when he got called up first
when
for
he
the
got
Padres?
called up, but then the Cubs got him. I want to see how he did his first, because I don't really think he played with the Padres. I know he played a little bit.
He played a little bit.
But I'm saying like when he was an everyday first baseman for 2 months in a row with the Cubs. I want to know what he did because I'm sure he didn't get off to a hot start. And Mervis reminds me a lot like Rizzo. He's really good at first. He's really good at scooping. And what I hear is he's got a good eye, and he's supposed to hit for power. Which when
he has had some hard hit balls.
When you hit for power,
but he just hasn't gotten out of the park.
What are you going to do when you hit for power? You're probably going to strike out a lot too.
Yeah.
Well, but Rizzo didn't strike out a lot. So maybe Mervis. I mean, it's a very small sample size for him.
Yeah.
You have to go through the ups and downs.
Once he played 2 weeks of baseball in the majors.
What was his first game?
Like 2 or 3
Miami,
weeks, right?
Friday.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
So you have to go through. You have to deal with the ups and downs, right?
Yeah, I mean, so let's see here. Weren't the Cubs like 14-9?
I think the Cubs are like 6 or 7 games over 500.
Yeah, and now they're 19-22. So The
That's
Astros
the
are
only reason, Cole, that they're still somewhat in it. It's because they got off to a good start. Otherwise, if this is how they played in April, they would have about 7 or 8 wins. They would be like the Oakland A's. Telling you. Telling you.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they win tonight. Maybe they'll get a turnaround. You got to look forward to Nico coming back, and then
And
Bellinger.
David
He'll be back in
Ross-
the lineup a couple days.
David Ross has got till June 1st, and then I'm starting to put fire.
June
all
1st.
over.
That's only 2 weeks.
Yeah, figure it out. He sucks.
Jake's Twitter is very
bipolar.
very vulgar.
David Ross is terrible. Why did he bring in Fulmer last night? Do you
That guy
know what
sucks.
his? Do you know his ERA?
No.
It's like 7.86. He pitched Saturday, right? Okay. He pitched Sunday, and Ross brings him in the fucking 8th inning.
It was 4-4, correct?
To go 4-4 to go through the heart of the order, and Bregman gets him to go deep. He talks about the bullpen always being taxed, and it's always overused. So what the fuck did he use Fulmer for last night?
I don't know.
It was a bad move. And this lineup today, where's Mancini?
Yeah, I don't know why Mancini's not playing.
I mean,
I bet you he
signed
brings
this
in
game.
Mancini.
What did we sign him for? 17 mil?
Mancini?
1 year?
I don't know. I don't know if it was.
Well, his
17 mil. I'll look it up.
His contract quadruples Hosmer's, and I feel like Hosmer plays just as much as him. Trey Mancini needs to be in the lineup every day.
I like Mancini. I want 14, 2-year contract, $14 million, so $7 a year.
Look up Hosmer's right now.
All right.
You're gonna Hosmer contract.
Well, he is still getting paid from the Royals. Oh no, he's still getting paid from San Diego right now. Still,
Okay.
8-year, $144 million deal with San Diego.
Jesus.
Good for him.
Christ.
He got a lot of money.
Yeah,
from
he
them.
got paid and then he sucked. That's the deal.
He signed a 1-year, $720,000 contract with
Not
the Cubs.
even. He probably signed a major league minimum fucking contract.
That's what it looks like.
Why?
$720.
No, that's right. $720,000. Why is this guy playing every other day?
I don't know.
For what? Cole's looking up Oklahoma shit as if he don't have it.
I'm probably going to be ordering a few hats.
Why? The Cubs frustrate me, dude. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with David Ross and how bad he is. He's a terrible manager. He's awful. He's pathetic.
Who do you expect him to bring in?
I don't know anybody. I mean, Joe Girardi. What did we sign him for to announce games for?
I don't know.
Let him coach. David Ross. Here's David Ross's problem. David Ross is a people pleaser. You get that from him?
Yeah, well, I feel like he's always been beloved
I feel
by
like
the people.
David Ross is scared to piss any of the players off. He wants to be buddy-buddy with them. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully tonight's game goes well, but who knows?
Yeah, last night's game went well. Besides Talley having a 17.42 ERA, giving up 4 runs in 2 innings, he's pathetic.
He's been bad.
You know
Now,
what?
granted though, he would have gotten out of the first inning if Morel would have caught that.
Yeah, but that
But he
ball's-
would have got. But he
that
would have
ball's
got.
hit to the wall. I mean,
No, but he could have made the play and it went right over his head. It looked like
Absolutely.
me out in center.
absolutely, Morel should have caught that ball. But what I'm saying to you is, Tallion's been bad. Talion was a hire. Okay, here's Jamison Talion signing was just to shut this fan base up because we didn't spend on pitching. Because we got him for 4 years, $60-something million. Like, this dude's getting paid.
Yeah, but he's
I
just
feel
not
like
that
it
good.
was just a hush move. Like, we signed a pitcher, so now Cub fans will shut up for a little bit. This is what he's been his whole career. He's been mid. He's been a 4.00 ERA. Might give you 5, but he's going to give up 3 or 4 runs, and that's not good enough.
He only had 1 strikeout
That's
last
not
night.
good enough. I'm sorry.
No.
It's good enough for the Oakland A's or the Washington Nationals. I'm just so sick of it.
Yeah.
Going through the fucking motions, and that's what I get from David Ross. He just goes through the motions. No, shows no mad. He's never mad. He's always happy. Like, this dude needs to get mad and like scream at somebody. Oh, that's a dummy.
You really quick, you want to touch on the Lakers Denver game tonight? Just who you got? Just
Sure.
who you gonna pick?
I got
Denver tonight, and I got Denver in 5 games.
Denver tonight. I think they win in 6.
6. Okay.
I think the difference between the Lakers and the difference between Denver and Golden State is I feel Denver Do you feel Jokic can guard Davis
Yeah,
better than the Warriors did? Because
Yeah.
that's why the Warriors
Jokic
lost.
is unstoppable, in my opinion.
No, but I'm talking about defense. Do you know why
I don't really think he's that good of a defender.
But do you know why the Warriors lost? They couldn't stop Anthony Davis if you put 4 guys on him in that post. I mean, that Anthony Davis won that series. Sure, LeBron did what LeBron does, but Anthony Davis won that series, right? He had like 20 rebounds one game.
And I was watching ESPN last night, and also, no, I agree with you on that point, but also the Lakers were making everybody else beat them but Steph and Clay. Like they were like doing boxing one. Like Curry would just once he stepped over half court, a guy was in his face and walking around with him the whole time.
The games that they won, Curry and Thompson went off.
Mm-hmm.
The games they lost were when they scored like 25. But anyways, I just feel Denver can guard Anthony Davis a little bit better than the Warriors.
Yeah.
And can Reeves continue to play like this? I mean, that dude's insane.
Oklahoma guy,
right? Did you watch him in that series?
No, I didn't really watch much of that series. Well, I especially didn't watch the last game because it was a blowout.
I think Denver is a 1 seed that nobody talks about because they're all the way out in Denver. You never really hear about them, even from the league.
They're not really flashy. They just play good basketball.
They just play fundamental basketball.
Jamal Murray's a stud.
And they got a good team. Jamal Murray.
Michael Porter Jr. Jokic. They got a deep bench.
Lakers fans need to be worried about this series. I know they're all on their high horses, but I mean, Denver's a 1 seed for a reason. Now, Lakers are going to get theirs, okay? Lakers are going to get 2 games.
I think
depending on how they play tonight, that could change my mind.
I really could see Denver winning this game by 20 points tonight.
I mean, I could see Denver sweeping them because I just feel the Lakers are a 7 seed for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Grizzlies without Ja. Okay. Now, beating the Warriors, a lot of people, you could say that's impressive, and it is, right?
But the Warriors didn't play well all year. This wasn't just the Lakers beat the Warriors. Sure, they beat the Warriors as to they're one of the best teams, one of the best franchises in all of basketball ever. I mean, the run they just went on, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like the Bulls, but
it's
incredible,
probably the end of it,
incredible
dynasty,
in itself.
my opinion. Yeah.
But I just feel Denver can do it.
Yeah, and then on the year, the Lakers and Nuggets are 2-2 against each other. And then in the bubble, as when the Lakers beat them 4-1 to go to the finals. So I think this is different. Denver's got a great fan base, and they're right there. And I hope Denver wins it, to be honest with you, this year. They haven't won it yet, and I think it'd be cool.
I mean, I think Denver's got to be the favorite, even versus any of these teams in the East.
Yeah, I agree. So up next, you got Miami, Boston. They're also 2-2 against each other on the year, and then 3 out of the last 4 years they've played each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going to take Boston, and I think this one probably goes 7.
This is probably one of the toughest picks I'm going to have to do in a while. I'm going to take Miami in 7.
Are you? The Miami could have won last year. Remember Jimmy took that 3?
I think Miami.
What's up, Uncle Ron?
I think Miami. They also kind of remind me of Denver, right? They weren't talked about all year because they were what? Were they the 8 seed?
They are the 8 seed. Yeah, they beat the Bulls, barely got in.
So, yeah,
the Bulls should have won that.
They beat the Bulls, and then they barely. No, they almost lost to. Who was it in overtime? Was that Atlanta?
Well, no,
the Bulls. Who did Atlanta? I can't remember who.
Atlanta played against Boston.
He never played. Who were the 4? Who were the 4 that just made it this year in the East? It was the Bulls.
What are you talking about? The Bulls weren't the Final 4 teams.
No, I'm saying the Final 4 to make it in the play-in. Who were the play-in 4 for the East?
The Hawks, Miami, Toronto, and Chicago.
Okay, so it was Miami that beat Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miami was almost out, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, their season, or no, they lost to Atlanta at home.
Yeah, they lost because they played us.
Yeah, so see, that's what I'm saying. Their season was almost over, and here they are.
Yeah, Jimmy's just playing like a madman. Bulls never should have got rid of Jimmy, but it is what it is. But I got Boston 7.
I got Miami. I think Miami wins in 7.
Miami and Denver.
Yeah, my Uncle Ron's got Miami and Denver.
That's who I got.
So
I would have Denver winning that all.
The only reason why I want what's his name
Oh yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah. So
But tonight the NBA draft lottery as well. So hopefully
Yeah,
Bulls
what do
get
we
lucky
got?
and
Yeah.
somehow get
How about
1.5% chance
well,
getting the first
the
pick.
Blackhawks don't.
Yeah, they're good.
The Blackhawks. The Blackhawks had a what? Like an 11%
I don't
chance
know. I
to
didn't pay
win.
any attention to that. But the kid they're getting is supposed to be a stud.
He's
He's like
supposed to be.
17.
He's supposed to be the next. I mean, he's supposed to be the next Patrick Kane. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never seen people hype somebody up so much than who the Blackhawks just got.
Yeah.
So be ready for some Blackhawk podcast next year, because I feel like they're going to be good. If not next year, the year after. This kid can single-handedly win you games like Patrick Kane used to.
They changed the rules for this kid to be able to play professionally. Like he was 15 and he was so good they wanted him to be able to play.
Well, he's going to be
bigger
18.
leagues.
His 18th birthday is like soon, like next week. Or
Yeah,
next
but
month.
I'm talking about when he was playing in Canada. They were changing the rules for him to be able to play in the bigger leagues.
But the last time the Bulls got Derrick Rose, they had like a 1 point. It was a very small chance too. Who would be the number one pick
This year?
Yeah.
Victor, he's like 7'5" from France. Victor
Is that
Wem.
who you would want them to pick? Say they win it?
I don't really have a problem with it. He's 7'5" and he can shoot. And
Who else? Who else would be an option?
The number 2 pick's going to be Scoot Henderson. He's a point guard.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I feel like if you're 7'5", it's going to be hard to have a long career in the NBA.
What did you think of the Packers' schedule?
I think it's favorable any other year, but this year it might be a little tough with Love in his first year. I think it'll be pretty exciting to kick it off in Soldier Field.
What did you think of the Dolphins?
I think they got
schedule?
5 primetime games.
Who?
The Packers.
That sounds right, because that's what the Dolphins got 4, and they have a chance to have 5th.
I didn't really take a look at the Dolphins schedule, but I could just imagine that's probably going to be a gauntlet.
They open up at the Chargers and then at New England on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, well, I think New England could be a win. I mean, you could win against the Chargers.
Yeah,
That's going to be a tough game.
I don't feel the Chargers are. I feel like the Dolphins and Chargers kind of remind me of a lot alike.
Yeah,
but I feel the Dolphins have a better defense.
Yeah, I just feel like the Dolphins have a really tough schedule this year. If you look at the Bills.
Well, that's because the AFC is just insane.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like the Dolphins have that hard of a schedule as you think. They have to win their home games. They have a lot of games at home that they got to win.
Well, the Broncos, but they were bad last year.
I mean, they got the Broncos and Giants at home, and that game is not in Kansas City, Cole.
I don't know
Germany.
where it is.
It's in Germany. So you don't have to go to Arrowhead.
Yeah, but
that's huge.
That could be.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Dolphins have a lot of overseas fans.
I don't know. The Commanders bad. Titans bad.
Raiders at home.
Devontae said that he's not impressed with the Raiders offense, so there could be some drama there.
That's preseason.
The Panthers. No, that's only the first right here. August. See? This.
That's week.
No, the September 10th is week 1, right? Yeah, week 1. So you go here.
But no, their second week. Oh, it goes that way.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, there's a lot of winnable games on here for the Dolphins.
I mean, I agree.
I hope you get in the playoffs this year. Let's take a look at the Packers' full schedule.
I mean, I think the Dolphins 11 and 12 wins should be, if that's not what you're thinking, then I mean, they might be better than that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are already established with a lot of good players.
Has Buffalo peaked? I think Buffalo peaked.
I don't think they've peaked because they haven't made it to the Super Bowl yet.
Josh Allen isn't going to get any better, correct? He's already.
Well, he's still damn good at what he is now.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like
it's like 26. He can still get better.
I heard somebody say on ESPN that they think Buffalo's peaked. Like that's how good they're going to be. If that's how good they're going to be last year, I mean, I'm just saying, you better hope Tua gets hurt again because they're going to go 1-1 versus.
You're going to have Von Miller back this year, middle of the season, probably early to middle of the season. You still got Diggs. They drafted that tight end out of Utah, who is a stud. That's going to make a big difference. He is a stud. Okay.
But he's going to just go in week 1 and catch 2 touchdown passes and have 100 yards. I mean,
probably not week 1, but either way, the Bills are still going to be there at the end of the year. I guarantee.
I never said they weren't. I just feel they've peaked. I don't feel like they're 13-3 again. I feel like they're 11. I feel like they're going to lose games next year.
To me, if you make the playoffs, it don't matter how many you win or lose in the regular season because you can win like the Packers have numerous times. win 13, 12, 14 games. You get to the dance,
Yeah.
and you don't make it. So
Well,
to me, it don't matter how many games you win in the regular season.
How crazy do you think Bills fans were last year when they had third string Skylar Thompson and the Miami
Almost
Dolphins
beat them.
coming
They probably
in?
thought they were going to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah. But anyways, that's all. I mean, Cole's looking up the Packers schedule. I mean, it does. They're in the. They. You mean obviously?
It's honestly not that
but
daunting.
you got to
of a
remember
schedule, but
that
you got a bunch of rookies, a bunch of young guys who are starting to play this year, so it's going to be a learning curve. But I'm excited for it. I hope Love turns out. The team is young. We only have 3 players on the team, 3 or 4 players on the team that are over 30 years old.
The NFC's not that tough this year.
Well, no.
So I don't see why the Packers can't even win 7 or 8 games with Love.
Yeah, I think we could have the same record as last year. I think we're going to make the playoffs.
Saints are going to be sneaky. Don't know about the Lions. I mean, every year I say this. So
I think the Rams are going to be terrible. Well, they might be average because the division just kind of sucks. But I don't know. I see a lot of winnable games.
Here's what I think about the NFC North. I'm being brutally honest with you. I think Minnesota, as of right now, to this day, Vegas, I think they're favored.
I think it's the Lions now.
Okay, so it might be the Lions. But anyways, I think Minnesota's favored. Who I think is going to win the division is Detroit. Who I think is a sleeper is the Bears. And then I just think the Packers are going to be floating around.
Around 500?
Yeah. I don't think like floating around 500 is good enough to probably win that division this year, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like any one of those teams are going to have 12 or 13 wins.
I think if you get 11 wins, you definitely win the division.
Oh God, yeah. That's 11-6.
Yeah, but
that's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a fun year.
I think 10-7 is guaranteed to win. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong because the NFC is terrible. But anyways, and I don't mean terrible, but I just mean quarterback-wise, it's not as good as the AFC, which is what leads the team most of the time. But anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all we got for this week. We'll try again. Give one.
We can do one sooner. In the next couple months when football is closer, we can go down and do schedules and
give what we think is going to happen.
I mean, I don't know. Cole's probably not as anxious as normal to start the season.
No, I'm actually looking forward to this year. Actually, a lot more than I did last year, just because we finally moved on, and it's just a bunch of young guys. You don't really know what it's going to be.
But like this now, how I feel is how you felt when, like, the Packers had expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dolphins have expectations, right? To at least make the wild card. The reason why nobody says division is because you have Buffalo. But I feel they can compete with Buffalo. They did last year until Tua got hurt. And I mean, 8-3, that's 11 games. Yeah. Right? Like,
for me, the expectation every year is playoffs.
Well, if it's not, then you're not a fan.
I still think we're going to make the playoffs this year. I think we have enough talent to do it. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I think we're going to. I have faith in Love. I think he's going to be all right. Everybody likes to hate on him, and it is what it is. But he's hardly played.
People don't know enough about him.
Well, he's hardly played. You got to give him a shot, right? Well, you got to give him at least a shot. So we'll see how it goes. But that's all I got.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good rest of your week. We'll see you.